time. Right. Let's start off with a word of prayer. We give thanks for this moment in time. We give thanks for the cycles and seasons of life. We give thanks for the moon cycle, the seasonal cycle, and all of the cycles and seasons that are manifesting in our lives. We give thanks for the eclipse period and the retrograde periods, all periods to assist us on our journey. May we see them as such. May anything that we face that looks like or feels like a challenge, may we be strong and not fall into temptation to doubt or fear or be anxious. May anything we face that's supposed to teach us a lesson, may our hearts and mind be open so that we can learn the lesson. May we continue to lower ourselves so that we can see the good and see the God in life as we are walking it. We give thanks for the meditation call this evening, for what's going to be channeled as our message as well as our meditation. We give thanks for the edification of the soul in advance. Amen. Ashe. Amen. Amen. All right. Well, just so we can remember, full moon period is a time of releasing. It's a time of reflection. And the release is the surrender that's necessary as we are growing in life. Specifically, when things show up that need to be addressed or that are not quite in alignment, it tends to feel like resistance, and it's usually requiring some level of surrender on our parts. And so during the full moon, we want to reflect and ask ourselves, is there any area of my life where resistance is showing up? What does resistance look like or feel like? It feels like anxiety, fear, worry, doubt, shame, guilt, sadness, anger, all those different things. Those are resistance. When I say resistance, that is what I mean. And so some people may say, well, this is life. Life, that's just a part of life. I want you not to receive that. Okay. And you may have heard that all your life. It's just a part of life. You're going to be sad. You're going to be mad. You're going to be afraid. This is true, but you should not be harboring those feelings. Keep in mind that feelings are messengers. Messengers. Whenever I say that, I think of back in the day when we didn't have mail systems and phones, and so it's like a literal messenger would come with a message. Anybody seen that in like the old school movies or whatever? Did they sit their ass down and was like, we want to move in for 2 months? No. Okay. The messenger came to give the message and then it moved on. That is what our feelings should be. If you have a feeling that's coming with a message and then that thing moves into your heart, into your gut, into your mind for months and months and months and years and years and years, that's a problem. Because imagine that messenger who came to give that message was like, anybody gonna go get my bags? I got about 25 bags because I'm moving in for about a year or two. No, it's going to do the same thing to us if we hold on to those messages. Okay, so remember that feelings are messengers. Feelings are messengers. So let me review with you. What are the core feelings that we feel? These are core feelings that manifest as different feelings that we can say, but these are the core feelings that we feel. Peace, power, joy, sadness, anger, fear. Those are the 6 core feelings. Peace, power, joy. And here's the rule of thumb. If it's disrupting your peace, power, and or joy, it's not in alignment. And if you're able to say you're able to experience peace, power, and joy from it, it's in alignment. Peace, power, and or joy. Okay, you may not feel powerful in the situation, but at least you feel at peace. It's in alignment. You may not feel all joyous about it, but at least you feel powerful in this situation. It's in alignment. Okay, the sweet spot is you feel all 3. And that's really up to you. That's not up to anything outside of you. You finding alignment with all 3 of those is a you thing. And it should be goals. That's like the epitome of goals in life. My goal is to align with my peace, power, and joy, period. That's seeking ye first the kingdom. That is the kingdom. Peace, power, and joy is the kingdom. Once you seek that, everything else follows according to the scriptures. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these other things will follow. Well, the kingdom of God is peace, power, and joy. Now, I challenge you to look up synonyms for peace. So now you got a whole slate of words that you can, I don't feel at peace. Well, look up the synonym for peace. Do you feel any of those? Okay, we're good. We're on the right track. Look up the synonym for power. Do you feel any of those? We're on the right track. Joy. Look up the synonyms. You lining up with any of those? Great, we're on the right track. The core of them, though, is peace, power, joy. Now, the other one is sadness, anger, and fear. A lot of people say, oh, I feel frustrated. I want you to look at other words and see what you really feel. And they find out, well, I feel afraid, fear. They're just saying frustrated. Some people may say, I feel disappointed. Okay, but where does it fall? Peace, power, sadness, anger, or fear. Disappointed is a feeling, but what's the root of it? Because these are the roots. You're either sad, you're angry, or you're afraid. And it can manifest in other feelings. But I'm going over that because one of the things that take us off our squares are feelings, especially people with wombs, being women. Okay, because we be in our feelings a lot because we are women. And that's not stereotypically, that's scientifically. It's a part of our anatomy, it's a part of our makeup. We're also naturally intuitive, we're naturally empathetic, we're naturally nurturers. So of course, we're gonna have to feel stuff. A man know if he got a good woman on his side, she gonna feel something before it come, and you better listen to her. Because she gonna say, I got a feeling you need to stop dealing with that dude, or I have a feeling you need to go ahead and do this or do that. If they wise, they'll go with it because the women have that naturally. It's not to say men don't have feelings, but women, that's natural. And so we tend to have women on the call. And so I wanted to highlight that to you, that you're going to be in your feelings, but treat them as messengers. Definitely come out of your ego around it, because that's where our problem is. You're in your ego, now you feel some type of way. You feel sad, now you going into anger. Grieve what it is that you feel like you've lost, or come to an understanding that whatever is yours, you never lose. You don't lose things that are truly a part of you. If it's a part of you at one point, it's always a part of you, whether you have it in the physical or in the metaphysical or not non-physical. All right. Y'all know it'd be the pre-lesson to the lesson. So I don't know. I just vibe there because the spirit told me to vibe right there for a second. Noted. Okay. Message. Got the message. Okay. I'm going to move on. Message received. Moving on. Okay. Full moon is a time for us to get in alignment. It's a time for us to shed if we need to. It's a time for us to reflect. It's a time for us to really be in tune. Now, to put this in context, we're talking about a full moon cycle. So when we're in the full moon, what starts to happen after that moon is full is it starts to wane. So it starts to decrease until it gets dark. And now once it goes to the dark moon, that's what we call it, which is the new moon. Once it gets to the dark moon, it's going to start increasing. And so as the moon decreases, things begin to decrease in your life. Things begin to clean out in your life. This is not the period for you to be trying to do new stuff. I tend to tell people do that during the new moon all the way throughout the full moon, because this is a time for you to be reflecting and shedding and all those different type of things. Plus, full moon times is time when the tides are high. So if you go to the beach on a full moon, most likely you're going to get a red flag, because even on the earth, the water levels are up during a full moon. Water represents emotions. So during a full moon, emotions are up. This is why the wolves are howling, the dogs are barking, and the children are acting crazy in school, because it's a full moon, okay? So it's not a time for you to be making all these wild decisions and stuff. It's a time for you to be reflecting and asking yourself, what is in full alignment with me? If I was to be honest with myself, what is in alignment with the highest, greatest part of me? And if I'm reflecting over my life, what's not? That could be That could be a relationship. That could be the way you're thinking about something. That could be a habit that you're doing, whatever it is. But do the work to shed that. Now, one of the greatest and easiest ways to do that work to shed it is to set the intention and speak it. Set the intention and speak it. We also call that pray. Well, people don't like that word, so I should want to say different stuff. You always saying pray about. Okay, all right. Speak it into existence. That better? That feel better? Okay, speak it into existence. So what would this prayer sound like? If you have a habit where you know this habit is not good for your health, maybe you have a health condition going on and you know some of your habits are contributing to the problem, but you've tried and you just can't seem to shake that habit. You want to earnestly, with all an earnest heart, speak it into existence. I speak that any habit that's not in alignment with my health be broken. May it be broken like a chain. That's the type of prayer. We ain't talking about like, oh Lord, please help me. That's not, y'all know that's not praying. Okay? Let me clarify. We was taught wrong. Praying is when you are speaking something. Praying is proclaiming. Let me put it short. Praying is proclaiming. I speak that all habits that are not for my greatest good will be broken in my life like chains. All chains will be broken. Chains to habits, chains to vices, chains to people, chains to things will be broken in my life. And you got to keep speaking that with all your heart. Even better, visualize it. See yourself doing something different. See yourself saying no to things. See yourself moving to another situation or another thing. See it. Speak it, see it, then now be it. Behave as if it's already done. Okay? If you want to break the habit, go ahead and start saying, no, I don't do that anymore. But you just did it last night. Okay, so I don't need to talk to you no more because you're not in alignment with what's new today. Yesterday was yesterday, today is today. I don't do that no more. Speak it until it's real. With an earnest heart now. I'm not saying go and do stuff and just be, and then, well, tomorrow I'm going to say I do it. No. Okay, I don't even think I have to say that to y'all. But if you genuinely are striving, you proclaim it, put it in your prayers, proclaim it, see it, visualize yourself, and then you be it. Start to behave as if it's so. Okay? Some of us are manifesting things in our lives, but the problem is you don't see it and you keep speaking against it. You keep saying stuff against it. Somebody asks you about, well, I'm trying. I don't know. I have all of that. You speaking against it. And some of y'all, as I always say when I get on this call, you need to stop talking to folks. Because that's the problem. You're talking to too many people, and those people are not in alignment with your greatest good. They don't mean no harm, but they're just not. Maybe they have their own fears, their own experiences, whatever it may be. But when God called you, or you're called to do something in life, which you're called to do something in life if you have a vision or dream or desire, that's a calling. It's not a conference call. It's a one-on-one call. And I don't care how close you are to people, they cannot hear or see what has been put in your heart and your mind as a vision or dream or desire. They can't. You are blessed if you have people in your life who are like right there. We know it's always maybe one person, possibly two, but it's not a whole lot who are going to be right there with you. And so you have to be okay with being quiet. You don't have to, because here's the tea. When you do that, you're probably seeking validation. Stop doing that. Because that's really what you're doing. What you think? Why would you want their thoughts? In my opinion, have you ever looked up the word opinion? Okay, you threatened me with a good time. I'm about to look it up and read it to you since you hadn't. So opinion. Etymology. You ready for your mind to be blown? Y'all gonna stop asking people for their opinion in 1 second. Well, maybe you still will. We'll see. I'm about to read it to you out loud. Hold on. Matter of fact, you're on the Zoom, you're gonna see the screen. So you can't say I'm lying. Although you may not say it. Okay, look at what it say. Look at what it say. Opinion. This is the etymology of it, meaning the original meaning of the word. Okay, not stuff people made up because of what they thought. But in my opinion means that's the problem. Opinion is a judgment formed or a conclusion reached, especially one based on evidence that does not produce knowledge or certainty. You hear that? A judgment formed or conclusion reached that's not based on evidence, that especially one based on, pardon me, especially one based on evidence that does not produce knowledge or certainty. Opinions, views, judgments founded upon probability. Probably. So you asking people their opinion, and it does not produce knowledge or certainty. And so now you asking for validation because you asking people their opinion. So that means you don't have the certainty. So you already coming with the lack of certainty. And now you're asking folks for their opinion. You're messing yourself up. You may well come to a level of certainty and ride that wave. And don't ask nobody. Okay. I don't know who that was for, but there you go. All right. So full moon, go back to the full moon. Full moon is a time for you to get clear. Full moon, think about it. It's the light in the sky. At the nighttime, it's bright. In the darkness, it's bright. Full moon puts a brightness on your life. Sit down and pay attention. And so I always tell people, be careful what you're doing around the full moon, okay? Because where you find yourself at on the full moon, you're probably going to find yourself at on the new moon. And the new moon is when you're manifesting stuff. Okay, eclipse. So we're also in an eclipse time. Eclipse is when the sun, the moon, and the earth all align with each other. So your light, your darkness, and your space of manifestation or your creative energy all aligns. That's why it's such a powerful time. People say it like it's magic. Oh, magical, mystical time. It's an eclipse. Yes. Well, the meaning of it is, the sun represents our life force energy. The moon represents our inner being, right? The moon represents our inner being. The earth represents our realm of creation. So eclipse is all three lining up together. And so it's a beautiful time for prayers or proclamations to go out, for your light to be in alignment with your inner light, for your outer light to be in alignment with your inner light and manifest the greatest in your life. For my outer light to align with my inner light and manifest the most beautiful things in my life. Because a lot of times we're manifesting things that we don't like in our lives because our outer light is not in alignment with our inner light. The inner light is that light that shines when you feel inspired. That's when the spirit within you get stirred up. Different than motivation. Motivation is fleeting. You want to be inspired. So that inner light is that feeling of inspiration, that feeling of peace and stillness. That's that inner light, that feeling of peace that surpasses understanding, that feeling of surety that doesn't come from the intellect. It's just this surety. You can speak from that light. It's always been there. Before you were born, when you were born, now, even in your darkest moments, even when you're going through your failures and hiccups and all of that, that inner light is still there. It manifests as your intuition. It manifests as your gut feelings. This is your inner light. But here's the thing about that outer light. It can be influenced by the inner light, or guess what? It can be influenced by other things. So we want to make sure our outer light is in alignment with our inner light. We hearing the word this evening? So in order for the outer light to align with that, guess what you got to do? You got to tune into that inner light. Turn off the, I was about to say TV. That's not real old school these days. Turn off the social media. That'd be the TV. Turn off the social media. Turn off the TV if you still got one. I think people still have TVs. Turn off the laptop. Turn off the iPad. Turn off the phone. Turn off the conversations. Go into your own space and seek that inner light. How do we do that, Queen? How do I? First of all, breathe. Relax. That's first and foremost. You got to breathe and relax. Let go. Try to get as calm, peace as possible. Relax, relax. Quiet the mind, quiet the heart, quiet all of those different things. Now, from there, you can ask questions like, what brings me peace? I'm giving you activity. If you have a hard time tuning into your inner light, this is an easy activity you can do to tune in. What does peace look like for me? What does joy look like for me? What brings me peace? What brings me joy? When do I feel powerful? What does that look like? And if you don't know what that look like, because sometimes we don't, you can ask, what doesn't? What does peace not look like for me? Because when you know what you don't want, you learn what you do want. Okay. So maybe you need to realize what you don't want, what you don't like, what don't bring you peace, so you can realize what does bring you peace. And if you really have a hard time trying to figure out what brings you peace, what brings you power, what brings you joy, what does that look like? What does it feel like? You really got to work on that. Okay. Seek that inner light. Now, align that your outer light with that. Because some of us be calling on peace, but boy, you are so peaceless. You be ready to fuss, fight, cuss. You scared, you worried, you Debbie Downer, Debbie Doubter, you Debbie everything. You calling for peace, but you have to be it. You calling for joy, but you don't even want to be joy. People smile too much and you got an attitude. Why she smiling so much? Ain't that much joy in the world. Okay, what? Okay. All right. I ain't tell y'all to put on y'all boots, so I won't keep on stepping on no toes. All right, my bad. Let me keep on going. All right. We clear about the eclipse so we can take the mysticism out of it. All right. It's when all of those three things line up: the outer light, the inner light, and the world of creation. So wherever your light is, guess what? That's where your creation going to be. So don't blame nobody, those who want to go in victim mode all the time. Whatever you're seeing in your life, it is a reflection of your light. Okay. So if you want to see and experience lighter things, lovelier things, more things that are peaceful, joyous, and all of that, you have to radiate at that. You have to radiate at it. You ever met a negative person, their life always messed up? It's like they can't get a break. And guess what them people always doing? Blaming somebody. And that's the problem, because they don't see it as themselves. So they blame everybody else, and they'll never really see a turnaround until they realize that it's because of what they're projecting that their life is. All right, last thing I'm going to talk about is these retrogrades that we're in, Venus and Mercury retrograde. Venus is about relationships, how you relate to yourself, how you relate to others, how you relate to this world. That's what Venus is about. Retrograde is when you are in the period. You're rethinking, redoing, reconciling, rejuvenating, reliving, retelling, all of the re's. So all of the re's when it comes to relationships or relating, re's when it comes to the relationships with yourself, relationship with other people, relationship with God, relationship relating in general, right? Your relationship with money, your relationship with your vision, you know? So it may be time for you to rethink those things or rejuvenate them or rekindle something or reflect, reject, retrograde is the period. Venus is about relationships and relating. Mercury is about communication, okay? Communication and, how can I put this? Communication and it's really the way it's really about how you project yourself. Okay, good. Give thanks, God. I was like, give me the words. All right. Communication. This is what communication involves. What you speak, what you think, what you radiate. Okay? That's all communication. Because some people like, oh, communication, I need to be thinking about, it's not just about words. We know that. So it's what you speak, what you're thinking, and what you're radiating. The reason why that Mercury retrograde boo keep coming back around, because you radiating the vibrations to attract him. And I'm gonna tell you now, him or her. I'm gonna tell you now, don't do it. Don't go with the retrograde boo, okay? If they come swooning you during the retrograde, because it always happens. It always happens. And I already had a couple of them on the line. And they come swooning, pause. If they still around swooning, 3 weeks after the retrograde, you may go out. You may call them back. Y'all can talk if you just feel like talking to them. Okay, Rule. Hello. Somebody say indeed. Listen to the rule, period. Don't come fussing. Okay. Now I used to play with that. I used to kind of look forward to the retrograde. I was like, they gonna come back around. I'm gonna have a good time for about 3, 4, 5 weeks, playing with myself. Knowing darn well I'm gonna be all sad and hurt. Like, oh, I knew it. Yeah, you did know it. Okay. Trying to have a good time. No, let's not now. Let's not. Okay. But real talk, don't do it. And that's not just with the Mercury retrograde boo, because it always leaves it open to come around. But that's other things too. Old habits start to pop back up. Old situations start to come back up, because it's a time of reconciliation too. And it's a time of revisiting and rethinking. And so address it, but soberly, okay? Meaning don't attach to it. Don't try to make it something. Y'all know how we do. Oh, look, it's a sign. Relax. Relax. See it for what it is. So that sign is not, this what you're calling a sign, is not just you trying to make something that you wanted to be. Okay. Address it soberly. Listen closely. Don't do a whole lot of talking. Pay attention, observe, feel your feels, tune into your feelings, because your intuition will tell you something. You always have green flags and red flags. Pay attention to the green ones, pay attention to the red ones. And don't go constantly looking for the red flags. Look for the green flags too. Because some of y'all need to reconcile with your mamas and daddies. And so if you always looking for the red flag, Spirit done told you to go have a conversation with your mama during the retrograde, and here you go looking for her to have an attitude, because you just don't know my mama. She gonna, okay, see, that's the problem. Look for the green flags, meaning look for the signs from God that, this is a little opening. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something now. I don't know who I'm talking to with this mama thing, but that womb with your mama is a problem. It's getting in the way. You need to lighten your heart. I'm not telling you to have a whole thriving relationship. You can't make that happen. That has to be something that manifests. But you do need to drop it off your heart. You need to speak differently about it, and you need to retell your story. So some of y'all during this Mercury retrograde, you need to do a whole lot of retelling the stories. Matter of fact, that's an assignment. If you're telling a story that includes any sadness, anger, fear, doubt, worry, you need to retell that story. Well, Queen, how you want me to retell the story? You want me to lie about it? No, I just want you to make an effort. Make an effort to tell it in a different way that's life-giving. I don't care if it go from a whole full-blown story to one sentence. Guess what that sentence is? It is what it is. We can add one more sentence. Everything is working out for my good. Tell the story that way. When I had a serious problem with my sister, people who were in my life who were close to me would be like, well, how are you and your sister doing? And I used to be like, girl, blah, 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 blah. I started to say, it's working itself out. I just keep asking God to lighten my heart, open my mind while it's working itself out. It's working itself out. It's getting there. I used to say, it's getting there. It's working itself out. It's still growing. It's still blossoming. It's still gestating. That was my answer. That became my answer. Instead of my answer being, girl, I be trying, but you know young folks, they do what they want to do. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, give thanks. So that's one of our assignments, is to retell stories. It's very powerful. Maybe I give an example. So I went through a situation with a relationship, or what we call romantic relationship. And I really felt hurt at the end of that relationship. I felt betrayed. I felt embarrassed. I felt all these different feelings. And so when I sat with with the elder I was talking to for some counsel, she said, well, I'm going to challenge you to retell the story about you all's relationship. And I want you to only tell the story from a positive perspective. So I had to sit with it. And so after a while, I started to tell the story after reflecting on what positive did I gain from this relationship. I genuinely was able to say, you know, I was in a relationship and it didn't pan out. Well, we stayed together, but during that relationship, I truly learned what selfless love is, because I did learn selfless love from that brother. I also learned what I'm my worth. I was absolutely shown what my worth is, or what I feel I deserve. I also was able to learn how I was not attracting my worth. I had to start taking blame and projection out from the relationship or him, and start to really bringing it all to myself. So there were things about learning how to love. There were things about, oh man, because he was one of the most sweetest, most adorning I learned how adoration really feels and look. And I know I want that in my relationship, because I hadn't experienced it like that before this relationship. The adoration, the way he adored me. Anything I said, I would get. Yes, give thanks. We forget all those things when we be mad, isn't it? I did. I was man. Now he set me at a different standard. Like, you got to come here, but I also learned some other stuff. Like, yeah, I also learned that, anyway, let me finish. Okay. I'm retelling the story now, yeah. Don't be telling a whole nother one. All right. The story of Apostle John. Love really helped. I feel a shift. Give thanks. So retelling the story. All right. So that's retrograde. Everybody clear about Venus retrograde, relationships. So you're rethinking, reflecting, rejuvenating, restoring, whatever you need to do when it comes to relationships or relating, how you relate to yourself, how you relate to others, how you relate to certain things, how you relate to certain beliefs. I have a feeling I need to really impress upon you. Please check the way you relate to money and resources. Some of us have a rough relationship with that. Some of us, you chase it. Some of us are obsessed with it. Some of us are afraid of it. Just check your relationship with money and resources, and be reminded that money and resources, your cash money, as well as your resources, whether it be your network, your human resources, your material things, all of them are just a reflection of the true abundance, which is currency. Okay. I feel like I need to remind everyone of that, especially in this time. Remember, your money and your resources is going to match your understanding about currency. So currency has a lot to do with your vibration. So everybody close your eyes and visualize a current. Listen to that. Close your eyes and visualize a current, or imagine a current. Now tell me what you see or feel current. Give it in chat room. And if anybody in the room can tell me what you see or feel when you think of the word current. A wave. Okay, a wave. A little wave of some certain colors. Anybody on online? Flow, force, someone says flowing. That's a current. All right. Give thanks. Current is the root word of currency. Okay. So in order to attract your currency, you have to be within a current. And depending on where you are in the current is going to determine where your currency is. Okay. So if in the current, you fighting for your life, that's how your currency gonna be. If in the current, you're in a lake on a boat sitting still, that's how your currency is gonna be. But if in your current, you're on a good current, you're going, it's on the flow, it's steady, and you are riding a wave, you are now in the flow of true currency. The currency of the universe is never ending, never stopping. It's always streaming. It's never resisting. It's always a flow. That's the currency of the universe. That's the most abundant current or currency. That's what, when we say we want abundance, I want abundance, you have to match up with the current or currency of the universe. That is abundance. And I'm going to tell you something about the current of the universe. It is peaceful. You got to come to the garden. If you're in Atlanta, you have to come to the garden. Because let me tell you something. These birds out here, they chilling. They are not stressing. Their mouths always filled with worms. You hear me? They just be 5 worms in their mouth, looking around. They sit on the ground and chill, and then they pick down, and it never fails. If they put their head down, it's coming out with a worm. The trees, the plants, anything, it doesn't matter what's growing. It doesn't matter what's going on, they're growing. You ever seen a tree growing out of a stop sign? Anybody ever seen that? I've seen it. Where a tree, some kind of way, done start growing in the pole of the stop sign. I've seen it. You ever, just pay attention. Just pay attention to nature so it can show you the vibe. It ain't fretting about nothing. It's not worrying about it, something in the way. It's not clocking the time. It's going with the flow. Don't matter what's going on, who in presidency or whatever, the seasons, it's always going, them trees, guess what's going to happen to them leaves when it's time for the fall? Period. Maybe we should hold on to our leaves since Trump in office. No. Maybe we need to stock up the worms since it's not. But Queen's different. No, it's not. We are deciding that it's different. You decide that it's different. It's not different. I dare you to just try it out. You've been trying out the other way. Try it out. Well, you stay in the currency of peace, the thought of abundance, the thought of everything is always working out for me, the thought of everything that's mine is already mine. It's just getting itself together on its own. And if I'm supposed to be a part of the process, my intuition is going to tell me what I need to do. And if my intuition tells me what I need to do, it's already doable. So I don't have to go and be like, well, should I do that? I don't have to do all of that. And all I need to do is take one step at a time. I don't have to accomplish it all at one time. That's the part of the currency. Let me give you descriptive words to that currency, just for those who are working on your connection with the natural vibration of abundance and currency. It is peaceful. It is still. It is robust. It is constant. It is limitless. It feels like a breath of fresh air. It feels like relaxed shoulders. It feels like everything is okay. It feels like everything is working out. That's what that currency feels like. So guess what you need to feel like to get in alignment with it? You got to feel that way. So whatever you got that's triggering you, that got you all in your, you gotta, come on, you gotta let that go. Wealth can never be connected with worry. Okay. So you will align with your abundance. And let's not think of money. Money is a part too, but not just money. I pray that you're not connected, you're not attached to the thought of I need money to be wealthy. That's the other thing you're gonna have to challenge. If you're trying to tap into abundance, you have to learn what wealth really means. Look up the etymology. All right, here y'all threatening me with a good time again. Wealth, etymology. And the reason why I be challenging us to look up the words because we be saying stuff. I want to be wealthy. You don't even know what wealthy is. Wealth means a state or condition of happiness. Look at that. Well-being, joy. That's what wealth means. Originally from the 12th century. Wealth, spelled originally W-E-L-T-H, a state or condition of happiness, well-being, joy. Listen what it says, contrasted, meaning it's the opposite of. Y'all, I'm gonna blow y'all mind. Y'all gonna think I'm making this up. I'm gonna put it on the screen for my Zoom folks so y'all won't think I'm making it up. They say it's contrasted to or opposite of care. Or woe. W-O-E. Care or woe. Contrasted with care or woe. So maybe you're going to have to stop caring so much to tap into your wealth. Mr. and Mrs. Well, I don't want nobody to think I don't care. I'm asking you to please stop caring. Because have you seen the etymology of care? Okay, here we go. I love this good time y'all giving me tonight. Care. Just in case you forgot. Because this has been a lot of our homeworks. Listen to what care means. Blow your mind one more time. Queen, you just be doing too much. Why are you taking all these words from me? These are my core words. Good. We get into the core. Care means to sorrow, anxiety, grief, burdens of mind, serious mental attention, concern. Whoa, who knew that? Sorrow, trouble, care. So maybe during this full moon, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, eclipse time, we need to make sure we are not carrying. Ask yourself, what do I care about? What do I care about? What am I caring about? Because in order for you to get to that wealth, because some of us have wealth on our minds or our financial security or resourceful security, you need to find happiness first before you try to find money. Find your well-being and your joy first before you start obsessing about your resources. Because whatever you line up with that where you're not in that happiness, it's going to contribute to it. It's going to be a part of it. You're going to wonder why, wait a minute, why I never can be satisfied. Okay, I think we have our assignment. Full moon. The assignment is for us to make sure we're not holding on to any feelings. Ask ourselves, what is the message? And let those feelings go. Also, making sure that we are in alignment with our peace, power, and joy. And asking ourselves, what is and what's not a part of my peace, power, and joy? Full moon reflections. Eclipse of reflections. Eclipse reflections. Making sure that our outer light is aligned with our inner light, so that then our realm of creation will be in alignment with our inner light. Just to remind you, how do you know it's your inner light? It feels like inspiration. It feels like intuition. It feels like it feels peaceful. It feels powerful. It feels joyous. That's your inner light. Your purest light, your inner light. It feels in alignment. That's for the eclipse assignment. And then retrograde assignment. Venus retrograde. Do all of the reads when it comes to your relationships or how you relate to people, yourself, and things. Your relationship, including your relationship with money, your relationship with time. Some of us we need to switch our relationship with time. Some of us are too obsessed with time. You're way too obsessed with time. You need to relax. You need to be late on purpose. Let time serve you. You're not serving time. That's how we get old. Okay? Now, Queen, you going way too far. Some of us got jobs, sis. Well, I'm just saying, don't be governed and ruled by time. Some of us obsessed about our age. You know how old I am? You keep saying that, you get older and older. Don't ask me how old I don't know what my age is. Baby, I'm young. I'm forever young. That's what my age is, okay? Not even because I'm afraid of aging, but just because, as Prince one time said, the more you count your birthdays and celebrate your birthdays, you're moving towards aging. You know, it's like you're acknowledging time that's not even real. All right. This is Gregorian calendar. It was made up for the Western world. That's why it's a different time in different places. Eastern clock, they don't even, this is not. Anyway, so your relationship with time, don't be obsessed with time. Your relationship with money, your relationship with your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your cousin, yourself, your relationship with your body, your relationship with food, your relationship with nature, your relationship, reflect, rethink, do all the reads. And then for Mercury retrograde, your assignment is considering communication. Remember, communication is what you're speaking, thinking, and radiating. Do all of the reads, rethink, reconcile, redo, rekindle, whatever the reads you need to do. Some of us need to rekindle that radiation that you used to radiate when you did that morning routine faithfully. Come on, somebody. You got to rekindle or renew your commitment to self-care, some of us. Your relationship with your body, your relationship with your heart. You got to do something better. Because some of us we'll knock off that massage appointment and that vacation to do other things, but that need to be at the top of the list. Since you need a vacation, you need a break. I can't do that right now. Don't put it off. Self-care is very important. That's only one thing out of the many I'm telling us to reflect upon, but think about those things. Those are our assignments. Okay. The moon cycles bring, now you are in alignment with these assignments. I'm telling you all, you just stay consistent with these new moon and full moon, your life changes. I'm giving thanks. I really sat in reflection this morning and just was like, man, thank you guys just for the whatever it was that encouraged me to start paying attention to moon cycles and doing my meditation, prayer, and reflection work around the moon cycle, because my life and my son's life changed, both, when I started doing those things. And I really feel oftentimes that I live in a whole nother universe than what is going on. But that's because I'm living, and I'm not I like me. I'm just giving a reflection. It's really like living above it's like living beyond, I should say that, living beyond everything. So I know what's going on. I hear everything. I get it. I got it. But it's really like not having to deal with what's here in this world. True fifth dimension living. But the only way you can ascend is if you ascend. You got to get past this physical world. If you're stuck in this physical world, it's going to be hard for you to ascend. If you're really focusing on and obsessed with what's happening in your life, with what your eyes can see, then you're really going to have a hard time. Lastly, I want to encourage everybody to please, I said it during the full moon call the other night, please revisit Florence Scovel-Shinn's Your Word is Your Wand. That's her book. It's on YouTube. You can find it. You can find it a couple of different voices. Her name is Florence Scovel Shin. The book is Your Word is Your Wand. Okay, let that be on repeat on your playlist, because the powerful affirmations she have in there will really help you to manifest a really high experience in life. All right, she's the same one that has the book. Anjanette said, I love that book. One of my favorite. I got the hard copy too, even though I'm usually listening to it on YouTube. I had to get, she's the author of The Game of Life and How to Play It. That's a good one too, if you haven't revisited that. But I'm really telling us to have that on repeat for right now, especially within the next, we're in March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, next year. It's really important for you to keep your vibrations high, for you to speak positively. And listen, get rid of them conversations that's them negative folks. And I gotta keep saying some of that's our mama. I love the mamas. I know they listen in. They'll be like, I ain't she be bashing mamas. I'm a mama. I have to check myself. My son be all excited about something, and here I am logically thinking. I have to check myself. But some of us, our mamas they be throwing in little wrenches. We gotta be careful. Well, you don't think, But here's the thing, your mama don't need to know everything. Your mama don't have to give you advice on everything. Your mama doesn't have to put input on everything. You have to give your mama a little grace, because mama only can speak from mama's experience. Mama can't really speak from where you're at in your mind, in your heart. So I'm not really going hard like mamas da. I'm just saying mamas have only lived from their own experience. They can't live from yours. The next one is our friends. And then the next one is our spouses. Okay. We have to just be careful. You can talk to them or whatnot, but be careful, because your mind is your garden. People plant seeds in your mind, even if you resist it, even if they say something and you be like, don't say that, or I rebuke that, or whatever you say. Your garden is fertile. Subtly, it plants a seed in your mind, and we want to resist that. Can we receive that message? Okay, we love mama. We love mama. We really do. We love all the mamas, grandmamas, friends, spouses, all of that. I'm not here to advocate for you to treat your spouse wrong, your mama wrong, your friends wrong. I'm just saying, you gotta be careful, okay? I never forget telling somebody something. They was like, well, they said something so fast, I don't even think they realized it. And I said, whoa, I didn't know they would say that. It took me off guard. I was like, what? So I knew I couldn't talk to them about it no more. I just was like, oh man, they was just talking logically, like it was something about like USDA, and they like, well, ain't Trump about to something? I'm like, God's Trump, like, like that doesn't apply to me. Like, didn't you know? I need a shirt that say that doesn't apply to me. Like none of it applied to me. Like, and they didn't mean no harm. I promise you. They just was speaking from just their own experience. But so I just knew, again, I couldn't talk to them again about it no more. I was like, okay, yeah, nah, we're not gonna do that, because that's what everybody said about them PPP loans. I ain't gonna missed out on about 50 G's. Yep. Oh, you have little faith. You better take them reparations. The Most High opening up for you. All right. I don't want to get into politics. Okay, we came here for a little meditation. Come on, let's do some meditating. All right, what we gonna set the intention? We're setting the intention for this meditation this evening we'll do a chain breaking meditation this evening. Amen. We'll do a chain breaking, door opening, gate lifting meditation. That's what we'll do. So we'll set our intention to embody the feeling of the thought of the acknowledgement of chains being broken, doors being opened, and gates being lifted. I think all of us can benefit from that. So let's first just start by engaging the breath, tuning into the body. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, all the way down to the bottom of the belly. and begin to relax. We give thanks for the word today. We give thanks for all our divine assignments. May as we receive the word, may it stay in our hearts and be reminders in our minds as we move through this full moon period. Receiving that message, allow it to settle in, and now release it, release the thought. Engage the breath. Inhale in deeply through the nose, all the way down to the bottom of the belly. Go ahead and slow that breath down. Inhaling as slow as possible. Inhaling all the way down to the bottom of the belly. Exhaling slowly and completely all the way out. And relax the body. Allow your shoulders to relax. Your arms to relax. All right, let go, empty the mind. Just focus the mind on the breath and relaxing the body. So feeling that body out, scanning the body. As you inhale, expand the body, releasing all tension. And as you exhale, completely relax. Allow your hips to relax. Allow your legs, relax. With every inhale and exhale, relax deeper and deeper. All the way down to your ankles and even your toes, relax. Oftentimes we don't know it. We hold tension in our jaw. Release the jaw. Drop the jaw. Release the forehead. Relax. Allow your body to sink into the surface. Completely letting go. We oftentimes hear that we are light. In order to really tune into that pure light, that pure vibration, you must relax. Holding on to nothing. Allowing your body, your mind, your being to just be. On the next inhale, I want you to inhale deeply and hold that breath for about 4 seconds. Deep, 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 slow, deep breath. Hold it for about 4 seconds and then slowly release it. We're going to do that 3 times in total. Holding that breath for about 4 seconds. And release it when you're ready. Let's do that one more time. Now let's center that inhale into the heart space. Imagining your heart, your chest, expanding with that inhale, bringing that breath to that heart space. Inhaling deeply, exhaling slowly and completely. While you do that, I want you to consciously release all anxiety, worry, fear, even super excitement about anything. I want you to totally release that heart space. Imagine that breath is centering into the heart, expanding your heart, expanding your lungs, expanding your chest, opening the heart, inhaling deeply and slowly, exhaling slowly and completely. Let's do a couple more breaths into that heart space. Imagine that breath filling up the heart, opening up the lungs and the chest. And exhaling and fully relax. Imagine that heart relaxing. Now, if you can, imagine that inhale going to the mind, the brain. Bringing that breath up into the head. Feeling that breath cleaning out the mind, that mind chatter, the mind stress, the mind clutter. Every inhale, imagine it cleaning up all of the chatter. And as you exhale, releasing all of that chatter. Doesn't matter if the chatter is good or if the chatter is negative. Right now, we just want to totally give space. We want to empty the mind, giving room for intuition, giving room for insight, giving room for inspiration. Oftentimes, we have a hard time being inspired or getting insight or tuning into our intuition because it's too much in the mind. Clear that out with the next few breaths. Releasing all the thoughts. Be mindless. All right. Go back to your regular breath and just relax. And follow the visualization that I invite you to visualize. In this life, we become connected, attached, and sometimes chained to certain things. When we become attached in this way, doors seemed closed shut. Gate seemed shut tight. And so it's essential for us to detach, to surrender, to let go. So I want you to visualize chains coming from your hands, your feet, chains extending from your heart, chains extending from your ears, your head, and attached to the ground, this earthly realm. See them attached firmly to this ground, your hands, your feet, your heart, your ears, even your tongue, your mind. See those chains as if you were totally chained to this earth. And now begin to see those chains being broken. See the ones from your feet being broken, your hands being broken. See the ones from your heart breaking and falling away. See the ones from your ears breaking, falling away, your tongue breaking, falling away. See the ones from your mind breaking and falling away until you are totally free. And when you are free, begin to walk forward towards a door. It's a door that is shut. Walk towards that door. And as soon as you come to that door, see that door open. Keep walking towards the next door. And as soon as you see that door, see it open. Keep walking till you come to the next door. As soon as you get to that door, before you can even touch it, it opens. And stand there looking at this gate. A big, big gate. All around you. This huge gate. You turn around to your back, it's like a big circle, like you're in a circular gate. Like a cage. This gate is all around you. Now I want you to see that gate or that cage being lifted all the way up. And as it being lifted, feel yourself feeling free. Walk forward run, fly, whatever it is that you feel you can do once those gates are open. I want you to feel it in this moment. As the doors are opening, the gates are lifting in your life, the chains are breaking in this life. What are those things that you see yourself doing and being and feeling and accomplishing? As the chains break, as the doors open, as the gate lifts, what situation are you seeing unfold in such a beautiful way? What relationships are you seeing come into a beautiful reconciliation? How are you seeing yourself grow? What do you feel like? As these chains are being broken, these doors are being opened, these gates are being lifted, how does it feel? How is your life shifting and changing as you are surrendering and becoming free? Take a moment, this moment right now, to imagine, to visualize these things that are shifting in your life. Now that the chains are broken, the doors are opening, the gates are lifting, what's happening? What's the shift? Maybe your body is healed. Maybe your abundance is now showing itself. Maybe there's now peace. Maybe you're experiencing more love. Maybe all the visions and dreams that you've had for so long are coming true. Maybe those difficult things in your life are becoming easy. Maybe there's a new flow instead of the fight or the fixing. Maybe there's a flow. Take your time, put yourself there. This is who you truly are. This is what your capacity truly is. Trust that. Allow yourself to imagine. Don't limit God by limiting yourself. Affirm. I will not limit God by limiting myself. I will not limit God by limiting myself. As you get ready to close, begin to center that breath back into the heart, putting your right hand on your heart space. As you inhale into the heart space, remind yourself to keep this place here light. Keep it light. Don't allow it to be crammed and jammed with worry and fear and doubt. Keep that space light. This is where your inner light resides. This is where the voice of God dwells. This is where the center of your knowing and your insight and your intuition begins. Walk with a light heart. Heavy hearts are crammed and jammed with worry, fear, anger, regret, anxiety, impatience. Surrender. Give God room to work. Do not limit God by limiting yourself with worry, fear, anxiety, shame, guilt, resentment. Stay light. Stay open. And if it starts to creep up, remember, place your right hand on your heart and breathe. Every time you feel that anxiety creeping up, you place your right hand on your heart and breathe. If that doubt begins to settle in because things look so impossible in this physical experience. You put your hand on your heart and you breathe. You affirm, I shall not limit God by limiting myself. Take one last deep breath into the heart. Hold that breath. Hold it. And when you're ready, no rush, completely exhale through the mouth all the way out. And stay right there. Give me thanks for the moment. Be encouraged that even in this brief moment of meditation that we've held, so much has shifted in your favor. Know that. All right, you may slowly come back to the present moment, maybe by wiggling your fingers and toes, giving yourself a little stretch. I'm going to say thank you for joining me this evening for this full moon message and meditation. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks. Remember, stay tuned to your assignments because your assignments, our collective assignments, are key. Joy, you'll hit those lights when you come all the way. Our collective assignments and our individual assignments are very key to our, thank you, to our advancement, to our life, okay? Don't just have a good time. It'd be like in church. You done had a good time in church and you go out to the parking lot, start acting crazy again. Don't do that. Hold the vibration, okay? Hold the vibration. All right, we give thanks. So tomorrow, I don't have any more slots for the sound bath, so we won't have the sound bath. I mean, I won't. The next sound bath will be the 25th or 8th. I can't remember, but it's on the calendar, oumbotanical.com. It's on the calendar. We have been floating the idea around to come together and go out to the Hindu color festival tomorrow. And that's still the plan, depending on the weather, because for some reason the weather is saying something with the weather. So that's still the plan, depending upon it. But everybody will confirm in the group chat tomorrow morning. We'll confirm early tomorrow morning. Tonight, tomorrow morning, something like that. All right. Peace and love, y'all. Give thanks for joining. Sound bad. Yeah, just their fans.